switch of chairs for Amy and Megan. That was almost a brutal enough for Dave Compton, who actually struck a brilliant break there. Let's take a look at these.
Almost the mirror image of what happened in the opening match for him, really. In the opening break. God, that would have been tough. It was tough for them in the first match, fine margins, but ultimately, chance missed by Brian Halcrow. You know, missed a cross double. You can argue that maybe he took the wrong set, but you know, that was at that point a huge moment. You know, they were even on chances through the first 4 frames of 3-1 down because of that moment. Too bad. I'm not entirely sure if he was playing for the one in the middle or not. I suspect he was, because it's easier to connect the one over the bottom right-hand corner up to the one on the right-hand side. But the other way around works. It's just you've got to be a bit more precise and hit a couple of good shots. So, I don't think it will hurt them. As long as this isn't... Oh, it's just off straight the wrong way, so a previous shot from David going too far could hurt them here. Is he playing the double to get the cue ball moving? No? So Brian was tapping the corner, and that's where he wants to put the red. He said, make the double up here. Tough shot. Had a half an outcome. I mean, they're miles behind in the frame now, with the only one red on the table, but they've not left the yellows at the bottom, and they have blocked the yellow at the top up. So it might take a couple of visits for Meg and Amy just to force their advantage. Huge fluke. Our referee would like to have another look at this one, but how about that for a fluke?
I mean, it's an extraordinary fluke, and I mean, you can understand why our referee wants to have a look. Here we go. I dare say we might need to see that a touch slower.
Yeah, I think in real time it was fine. It's difficult to tell. I mean, originally I was on the fence, but on first replay I think it's fine, but it definitely needs to be seen slower.
Just had the signal there. It's going to be all good.
Good fluke, but not landed on the 8-ball.
They have a shot at the 8-ball, mind. It's just, I mean, how would you like it?
Well, I don't. It's tough, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's better than not having this shot.
Oh, he tried to make off the yellow. That would have been a hell of a shot. I thought he was going to have to cut it, but taking it off the yellow was so brave.
I didn't think either shot was on. I don't think the cut was on. The off the yellow maybe. Had to really hit it to try and widen that angle, but that's not worked. So,
well, big moment in this first frame for Amy Beauchamp and Megan Proctor. With how that last match ended, they'll be itching to put that right now.
One of those layouts with the 8-ball where it is, that tells you the ball to play as your last ball to get onto the 8-ball. You want the one on Amy. It's another poor missed pot. Missed a poor one in the last match. It's another poor one there. Kick shot, big pocket. Maybe a little chat. I think just come back a little bit too far here. The drop in, all of a sudden you risk going too far down the table. But it shouldn't be a problem. Just use the bottom cushion. Or digging at it. To try and hold off the thick. And they haven't. There's actually more room than you think there. The way that held really easily. But if you were even at all concerned, there was acres of room using the bottom cushion. It was a poor couple of shots back to back from Amy and Megan there, missing that ball, trying to pot it on the thick side. It's a frame they should have won, and should have won multiple times, and given it away.
Yeah, and that'll stick in the craw. Because actually, I think if you look at the night as a whole, the mistakes Meg and Amy have made, both look at it and go, I can't believe I've done that.
Yeah, I mean, the missed pot from Amy. The positional shot isn't really, I mean, it was a poor shot, but it was solvable. It wasn't a major issue for Meg, and she obviously talked herself out of it, so it's a really poor couple of visits on the trot. And that on the back of what we've seen, puts them in a tough spot. Just trying to give Meg some confidence. This layout is there, it's just tricky. First shot's a tough one. Once you get this in, I'm pretty sure the yellow on the right hand side does go to top right, past the reds. If it doesn't, that's the ball. Meg's a little short of the position on that last one. Pretty sure it goes. She's come around to have a look a few times. Not sure she can pinch the pocket enough to develop the yellow. Going for the double, I think. Decided it didn't go. It's good news, bad news. Does that yellow go to the top of the table? Oh, it does. It's okay. It's okay. It's a nice shot. Short pace again. It shouldn't be a problem. It depends how tight that yellow at the top of the table is. That's the only question. If the yellow at the top of the table is wide open, the red's not in play at all, doesn't matter because you don't need to get close to it. Excellent few recovery shots there from Megan. April just needs a little attention, but comfortable enough.
God, no. Go back to that point I made a couple of minutes ago where both Meg and Amy, they'll actually, I think, when they sort of look back on the night as it stands at the moment, they'll be so irritated with the mistakes that they've made because by their level, they're really, really sort of rudimentary errors.
And they're building as well. That's the problem. The mistake from Amy in the previous match, ultimately losing that match and then starting off the way they did here. You can almost see the confidence just sapping out of them. You know, they should be 2-0 up here. All things aside, you know, to get that layout if you don't, you know, the way the previous frame goes, etc., etc. But you know, on chances they've had, they should be 2-0 up here, and they arguably should have got something out of that last match. So it's tough to take. Not ideal. Could have done with being on the bottom one. Should be okay. Just don't think the natural line works, but you should be able to get some bite on this and just get the cue ball up the middle of the table comfortably enough. Buzzer does what he needed to do. Calmly rolls them in. They are 2-0 up and they could easily be 2-0 down. Won't matter from their perspective.
Yeah, that sigh just sort of said it all, really, didn't it?
I mean, I know that you know, I talk about Craig Waddingham and his temperament a lot, but it's why it's so important to, you know, their mistakes have built on each other. The mistakes have gained, and you know, one leads to another. Whereas, you know, someone like Craig and Chris Melling's obviously brilliant at it as well. It's just once it's gone, it's gone. On to the next one. Cracking break. David Compton straight up the middle of the table. And a decent layout, all about the two reds nearest the bottom right-hand corner pocket. The two he's tracking towards. Little flick. Good flick, that. Without the flick, he's in a little spot of bother. If the red passes the yellow to bottom right, there's no problem whatsoever. Don't have to get across the right-hand side at the bottom of the table. So I was about to make the point, it's all about the 8 ball. It's all about a lot now. It's going into the open up the 8 ball and closed off 2 reds. Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant shot.
Yeah, how good is that?
Caused a major problem, solved a major problem.
Yeah, part A is okay when you've got part B, I guess.
I've had a look at this a few times, so it's not the full pocket. It's on it nicely enough. Just allow it to fall in off the jaw.
In it goes, cue ball is fine, and that's the 3-0 leads for the Geordies, who will be feeling good about their chances right now. And one of the big reasons for that is because they've sort of already done the hardest job tonight. They've played Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham. Yes, they lost, but they can sort of say, well, okay, but now it's just in our hands, and we've got 2 matches in front of us that we will feel we can absolutely win. Their issue is they're going to need Chris and Craig to be stopped at some point, and they're going to really hope, I think, that it's in the next match against Aidan and Matt.
Yeah, that's the major problem for them, is that they need somebody else to do them the favour and beat the favourites.
Beauchamp Proctor to break. Trailing 3 frames to nil.
Dry break for Amy. You can tell by the way she came to the table and hit that frustration there for all to see. And that's what happens, you know. You give away 2 frames you should win, then your opponents come up with their break and clearance, as David Compton did, and all of a sudden the match is done, really, essentially as a contest, and it's just tough to take, you know, when you know you've had, sometimes you play this game, you just don't get the opportunities. When you do and you don't take them, it's so much more frustrating.
The attempt, right.
Blowing through this, red goes in the centre pocket, although too far up the table to land on it into the centre pocket. I was about to say that this should be the match, and all of a sudden Brian's got a huge shot to play. This cue ball has got a lot of work to do to get anywhere near on this red.
That was your luck, not in. He was trying to find a very, very difficult line there. Dave Compton is straight after it and isn't going to get rewarded.
I don't know. No.
3 minutes and 14 left. I think I just heard Megan say, what do we fancy here? And Jamie just said, I don't know. Which I think maybe tells you where these pair are at the minute, which is sort of fair enough.
They've got to clear these up quickly, which they should do now. Then they need to get a dry break and clear up quickly again, and then a golden break in all likelihood. So that's why they're feeling like that.
Cool, Megan's just run that on a fraction, but Jem should be okay with this. It's 3-1. 2:18 left. There's still a little bit of time. Golden break next would put the cat among the pigeons.
Well, it's buzzer to break, I believe. So yeah, dry break, then golden break would at least give them hope. But they obviously have to make the clearance off the dry break. I haven't seen a golden duck for a while. That would make things interesting.
I'd let you do it first.
Frame 5. Try Halcrow to break. We need 3 frames to.
Made a ball, hit a good break there. The ball's flying in everywhere. A little bit unlucky, just that red and yellow coming together at the top of the table. Last couple of balls rolling. Stop this from being a kind of routine finish.
Extension.
Don't necessarily need to make the finish here. Calculations, I'm sure Brian's done them. And you can just pop the open reds here. Leave the red at the top of the table alone. He wins on the clock. He's looking at the line here to play the breakout, but this has got to be the wrong decision. This could go wrong. Well, wrong decision or not, it's a great shot.
Yeah, it could go wrong, but he's executed it brilliantly. Lovely shot from the buzzer, and that should do it. Look at him zinging this cue ball around. It's like watching Melling. Actually, how lucky that buzzer, because if he pulls up a fraction short of where he ended up, he could have taken the red to the middle left, which was his plan, I'm sure. It's an excellent reroute, though. I'll tell you what, a very, very good clearance. Wasn't completely necessary, just needed to stay at the table long enough to stop the threat of a comeback. Oh, and Brian throws one in at the end. Champs gets a chance to take one more pot on, and that will ice the game. So 3-1 the final score for Dave Compton and Brian Halcrow, who stay alive in the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. Megan Proctor and Amy Beauchamp, they are eliminated, and they do still have the small matter of facing Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham to come tonight. They are in action next.